Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we are going to be continuing to read Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Volume 2. So, let's crack on. Free from the happiness of slaves, redeemed from deities and adorations, fearless and fear-inspiring, grand and lonesome, so is the will of the conscientious. In the wilderness have ever dwelt the conscientious, the free spirits as lords of the wilderness. But in the cities dwell the well-foddered, famous wise ones, the draft beasts. For always do they draw as asses the people's carts. Not that I on that account upbraid them, but serving ones do they remain, and harnessed ones, even though they glitter in golden harness. And often have they been good servants and worthy of their hire. For thus saith virtue, if thou must be a servant, seek him unto whom thy service is most useful. The spirit and virtue of thy master shall advance by thou being his servant. Thus wilt thou thyself advance with his spirit and virtue. And verily, ye famous wise ones, ye servants of the people, ye yourselves have advanced with the people's spirit and virtue, and the people by you. To your honour do I say it. But the people ye remain for me, even with your virtues, the people with purblind eyes, the people who know not what spirit is. Spirit is life which itself cutteth into life. By its own torture doth it increase its own knowledge. Did you know that before? And the spirit's happiness is this, to be anointed and consecrated, with tears as a sacrificial victim. Did you know that before? And the blindness of the blind one and his seeking and groping shall yet testify to the power of the sun, into which he hath gazed. Did ye know that before? And with mountains shall the discerning one learn to build. It is a small thing for the spirit to remove mountains. Did ye know that before? Ye know only the sparks of the spirit, but ye do not see the anvil which it is, and the cruelty of its hammer. Verily ye know not the spirit's pride, but still less could ye endure the spirit's humility, should it ever want to speak. And never yet could ye cast your spirit into a pit of snow. Ye are not hot enough for that. Thus are ye unaware also of the delight of its coldness. In all respects, however, ye make too familiar with the spirit, and out of wisdom have ye often made an almshouse and a hospital for bad poets. Ye are not eagles. Thus have ye never experienced the happiness of the alarm of the spirit, and he who is not a bird should not camp above abysses. Ye seem to me lukewarm ones, but coldly floweth all deep knowledge. Ice cold are the innermost wells of the spirit, a refreshment to hot hands and handlers. Respectable do ye stand there, respectable do ye there stand, and stiff, with straight backs, ye famous wise ones. No strong wind or will impelleth you. Have ye ne'er seen a sail crossing the sea, rounded and inflated, and trembling with the violence of the wind? Like the sail trembling with the violence of the spirit, doth my wisdom cross the sea, my wild wisdom. But ye servants of the people, ye famous wise ones, how could ye go with me? Thus spake Zarathustra. 31. The Night Song. 'Tis night. Now do all gushing fountains speak louder, and my soul also is a gushing fountain. 'Tis night, now only do all songs of the loving ones awake, and my soul also is the song of a loving one. Something unappeased, unappeasable is within me. It longeth to find expression. A craving for love is within me, which speaketh itself the language of love. Light am I, that I were night, but it is my lonesomeness to be begirt with light. That I were dark and nightly, how would I suck at the breasts of light? And you yourselves would I bless, ye twinkling starlets and glowworms aloft, and would rejoice in the gifts of your light. But I live in mine own light. I drink again into myself the flames that break forth from me. I know not the happiness of the receiver, and oft have I dreamt that stealing must be more blessed than receiving. It is my poverty that my hand never ceaseth bestowing. It is mine envy that I see waiting eyes and the brightened nights of longing. O the misery of all bestowers! O the darkening of my sun! O the craving to crave! O the violent hunger in satiety! They take from me, but do I yet touch their soul? There is a gap twixt giving and receiving, and the smallest gap hath finally to be bridged over. A hunger ariseth out of my beauty. I should like to injure those I illumine. I should like to rob those I have gifted. Thus do I hunger for wickedness, withdrawing my hand when another hand already stretcheth out to it, hesitating like the cascade, which hesitateth even in its sleep. Thus do I hunger for wickedness. Such revenge doth mine abundance think of, such mischief welleth out of my lonesomeness. My happiness in bestowing died in bestowing. My virtue became weary of itself by its abundance. He who ever bestoweth is in danger of losing his shame. To him who ever dispenseth, the hand and heart become callous by very dispensing. Mine eye no longer overfloweth for the shame of suppliants. My hand hath become too hard for the trembling of filled hands. Whence have gone the tears of mine eye, and the down of my heart? O the lonesomeness of all bestowers! O the silence of all shining ones! Many suns circle in desert space. To all that is dark do they speak with their light, but to me they are silent. O, this is the hostility of light to the shining one. Unpityingly doth it pursue its course. Unfair to the shining one in its innermost heart, cold to the suns. Thus travelleth every sun. Like a storm do the suns pursue their courses, that is their travelling. Their inexorable will do they follow, that is their coldness. O, ye only is it, ye dark nightly ones, that extract warmth from the shining ones. O, ye only drink milk and refreshment from the light's udders. Ah, there is ice around me. My hand burneth with the iciness. Ah, there is thirst in me. It panteth after your thirst. 'Tis night, alas, that I have to be light, and thirst for the nightly, and lonesomeness. 'Tis night now doth my longing break forth in me as a fountain. For speech do I long. 'Tis night now do all gushing fountains speak louder, and my soul also is a gushing fountain. 'Tis night, now do all songs of loving ones awake, and my soul also is the song of a loving one. Thus sang Zarathustra. And with that, we're going to come to the end of the chapter. We're going to stop reading there. It's not quite the 10, but it does mean, we're not finishing very early into a chapter, because there is still a fair amount of that next chapter to go. So instead, we're going to take the opportunity to roll back the time some more, since we do have this opportunity at the moment. We're just going to go through as much reversal as we can. We'll probably get, hopefully, into the high 20s, possibly even into the early 30s of days remaining, that is. Yeah. All's well. Maybe we won't get as far as I thought. I must be clicking a lot slower than I expected. Okay, there we go. Well, with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.